tie-dye reader.
Swashby and the Sea, written by Beth, Ferry, illustrated by Juana Martinez-Neal, read by tie-dye reader Kristie. Shwashby and the Sea. Captain Shwashby loved the sea. The sea and he had been friends for a long, long time. She knew him in and out, up and down, and better than anyone. So when Shwashby retired, it was to a small house on a small beach, as close to the sea as he could be. Whenever he needed something, the sea provided exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. Life was just the way Shwashby liked it, salty and sandy and serene, until squeaks and squeals sprang from the empty house next door, which was no longer empty. It had been commandeered by a girl and her granny, who planted umbrellas, scattered beach chairs, and boarded Shwashby's deck without permission. Shwashby battened down the hatches, hid when the doorbell rang, and fed their oatmeal cookies to the gulls. He didn't need neighbors. He didn't want neighbors. Neighbors were nosy, a nuisance, annoying. So, in return, he left a message written clearly in the sand, "No trespassing," which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. "Sing," the girl read, and did just that. She sang every song she knew while dancing up and down Shwashby's deck. "What now?" she asked. "Now vanish," Shwashby wrote later that evening, adding a starfish exclamation point. And the sea fiddled just a little. "Ish," the girl read, picking up the starfish, and did just that. She closed her eyes and began, "I wish—" "No, no," Shwashby interrupted, stomping down the steps. "If you mean to make a starfish wish, you must say this: 'Starfish back to waves so blue, the sea will see a wish come true.'" "How lovely," Granny said. "We wish you'd come for a cup of tea, Mr. Shwashby." But Shwashby wished to be left alone, so he grumbled and mumbled and hurried inside. He didn't need tea. He didn't want tea. Tea was civilized, friendly, neighborly. What he needed was a new message. "Please go away," he wrote firmly in the sand. And once again, the sea fiddled just a little. "Play," the girl sounded out, and did just that. With Shwashby's shells and stones, with his buckets and shovels. But her towers kept falling. "Barnacle bottoms," Shwashby muttered, marching out. "You're doing it all wrong. You must not use the sun-baked sand. It's the sea sand does the trick." And he showed her how to dig for the wet sand below. But Shwashby was gone. Before long, amazing sculptures decorated the beach. "It's the clamshells you should be using," Shwashby called from inside. "Come play, Mr. Shwashby," the girl called back. "Shwashbys don't play," he answered, banging the shutters. So the sea decided to meddle more than just a little. She inched her way up the sand and tickled the girl's toes. She nibbled on the sculptures and slurped away the bucket. The girl tried to grab it, but "Look at me!" the girl called. "Look at her!" Granny gasped. "Oh dear, look at her!" Granny hurried to the water's edge, but Shwashby was already there. "What are ye up to, ye great salty imp?" he asked, scooping up the girl and the bucket. With a great big wave, the sea delivered the pair back to the shore, and there was no stopping the laughing and thanking and hugging that was Shwashby's reward. "I see what you did," he whispered to the sea as he was whisked away to celebrate. After that, it was easy for Shwashby to have tea with the girl and her granny, and ice cream and lobster and s'mores on the beach. It was easy for him to share his special sea glass. It was even easy for him to see that neighbors could be fun, and friends, and family. And when he had a moment to himself, Shwashby carved a heartfelt message for the sea. "Thank ye, friend," which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. The end. Tighter reader.